My name is Gabriel Silva. I speak some languages. Today, I'd like to talk about the excitement of language learning. I've come across people that, whenever I mention to them, I think that language learning can and should be an exciting thing, they just tell me, like, what? Isn't it supposed to be boring? Isn't it supposed to be a very boring thing? You just, you get your language book or a boring course and you force yourself to go through that content and then you magically learn the language? I would strongly disagree. Of course, that if you have the ability to put yourself through that experience in case you find it really boring and you're able to learn the language, great. However, I believe that most people won't find a boring experience very appealing. They will then eventually lack the motivation to even go through it, right? Because let's say that you find whatever program that you're using to learn a language, if you find it very boring and you dread doing it, your motivation is going to go down. And, for many people, that's going to be the end of it. They're just going to find, I don't want to do this. I don't want to pick up my textbook, or I don't want to do the program, and they're just going to leave it. They're usually going to come up with a justification like, I'm just not good at learning languages. I tried, but it just didn't work out. But I personally find that it actually can be, and it should be, an exciting thing. So first things first, if you are learning a new language and you're trying a specific program and you're not really finding it that exciting, maybe look around a bit, try different things. Of course, that there will be elements of the language learning process that will be a bit more challenging, a bit more tedious. Perhaps if you're trying to develop great vocabulary or master the grammar, of course you're going to go through moments that you're going to find the process a bit more boring, and then that's okay. Of course, we have to go through it. It's also worthwhile to say that the language learning process takes a while, right? We're not going to magically learn language overnight. We're going to have to put effort into it. However, the fact that we have to put effort into it doesn't mean that it has to be full of toil and suffering, especially if we're trying to always look for content that attracts us, that excites us in the language that we're learning, and we learn the language with that content, then it can be an exciting thing. If you're using content that you truly enjoy, that excites you as you learn a new language, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be an exciting language program or a course. It can essentially be exposure to quality content. Okay, it can be text with audio, it can be, it can be a book. It can be some sort of material that will enable you to progress in the language. And if you do have that quality material that you're feeling a bit more excited about, that can really help you reach great progress, and it can keep you motivated as you learn your new language. And needless to say, but I may as well mention it, that it can be quite exciting to realize that you're actually able to communicate in the language once you've made some progress in it, and the excitement to just talk to other people in the foreign language. And of course, we can feel anxious as well. There's some anxiety involved, especially at the beginning when we're talking to people in a foreign language. However, once we actually reach the point when we're able to talk to people in the language that we've learned, that's a really exciting thing. I consider it part of the learning process anyway, right? Because, if I'm practicing with other people, if I'm talking to them and I'm getting that practice done, that's part of the learning process anyway. And that's actually something that personally really excites me, to talk to other people in their language, no matter how bad I am, even if I am at a very basic level, at a beginner level in a language. I find it really exciting to just try to chat with people. It's fun. And normally you get really cool reactions. People get excited. So that's it. I hope that you agree with me. If you haven't found too much excitement in the language learning process, I suggest that you do look around, that you try to look for things that excite you as you learn a new language. So good luck learning a new language.